All right, so let's do some polygons questions. So this is the third video in our revision series, and now we're going to do polygons. Right, so this polygon question says that an interior angle, okay, wait a second, an interior angle of a certain regular polygon is 100 degrees more than an exterior angle. Okay, what are they saying here? Is that there is a certain polygon. We don't know that polygon actually. Still, we don't know the polygon. Then we just draw like an edge of something, and we can just say it as, imagine it as like a polygon here. Imagine it like a polygon. And what are they saying is that we have an interior angle of a certain regular polygon is 100 degrees more than an exterior angle. Right. So now let's construct an exterior angle right here. Just take another color. And this is an exterior angle. And what they're saying is that 100 degrees more than an exterior angle. So it's going to be 100 degrees, 100 degrees more than an exterior angle. So if x is going to be x, if the exterior angle is going to be x, this is going to be 100 plus x, right? 100 plus x. So we are said to calculate the magnitude of an exterior angle. So let's see, what's up with this? Now, what we can do is we know that the angles in a straight line, the angles in a straight line is equals to 180 degrees, right? So if we take an angle in a straight line like this, then if this is going to be 120, this is going to be 120, then this must be 60. Why is that? Because 120 plus 60 is 180, and the total angle in a straight line, the total of the angles must be equal to 180 degrees. Right, so now calculate the magnitude of the exterior angle. So we can use this theory to do this question. So what we have here is we have question number 1, x plus 100 plus x equals to 180. Then we have 2x plus 100 equals to 180. So 2x will be obviously 80 degrees, and therefore we can get x is equals to 40 degrees. So x is the exterior angle. Right. Second one, we have calculate the number of sides the polygon has. Okay. Now the second question is kind of good. So second question makes us use the theory that the sum of all the exterior angles of a polygon, right, of any polygon, the sum of exterior angles equals to 360 degrees, right? The sum of all the exterior angles. So therefore we can use this theorem to find this. So what is the exterior angle that we found? What's the exterior angle that we found earlier? 40 degrees, right? 40 degrees, but we are multiplying it by the number of sides, because why? Each and every side, because it's a regular polygon. So therefore, each and every exterior angle is 40 degrees, and it's multiplied by the number of sides. Let's take it as n. So 40 times n is going to be equals to 360. Therefore, we have n is equals to 360 divided by 40. Cut. And we have 9 sides. So therefore, this is a nonagon. So the shape is called a nonagon because it has 9 sides, okay? So pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, and decagon. So these are fancy names, but it's good to remember this stuff. Okay, let's go for the third question. Sorry, second question. The second question says us that the ratio of an interior angle to an exterior angle of a regular polygon is 3:1. Okay, so what do you mean by 3:1? This ratio means, the ratio usually means that like the interior angle to exterior, interior to exterior is 3:1. That means they are kind of saying the same thing as like this. So I will construct an exterior angle here. Okay, so this is a polygon, mystery polygon. Okay, I just draw a question mark here, so because it's a mystery. Okay, so the interior angle is going to be 3x. Okay, just choose any letter, it's fine. So I'll just choose with x. So 3x, and the exterior angle is going to be x. Okay, that's all. So therefore, we can say that find the sum of the interior angles, right? So we have x and 3x, but what is the theorem we can use? We can use that the angles in a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. So we have x plus 3x. So I'll just use another color here. Another color. X plus 3x is equals to 180 degrees. So 4x equals to 180. X is equals to 45. So I'm skipping the steps right here. So I'm skipping the steps to make this shorter, but you can actually divide both sides by 4 and get the answer as well. That's completely fine. Right. So now what we want to do. So find the sum of the interior angles. They haven't said the number of sides. Then how can you find the sum? It's like this. So the sum of the interior angles can be said, and it's regular polygon as well, right? So the sum of the interior angles can be said like this as well. Oops, I shouldn't have. Right. What I can do is I can just minimize this, make it smaller here. Okay. I can move this. Right. What I can do is that I can use the sum equation here. Oh, first of all, we should find the number of sides here. Okay, how many sides are there? So the exterior angle is 45 degrees, right? So we know that x times, okay, we know that 45 degrees is one of the exterior angles here. So what we can do is we can find 45 degrees times the number of sides is equals to 360 degrees. And therefore number of sides equals to 360 divided by 45. The answer is going to be 8, I guess. 32, yeah, 33, 34, 35, 36. I think so. Let's see. Yeah, by 45. Yeah, 8. Okay. Now what we can do is we can see the sum of interior angles equals to n minus 2 times 180. So if we use this formula to find it, so we get n is going to be 8, 8 minus 2 times 180. So the answer is going to be a big one. Let's minimize this. Let's minimize this here and take this up. The answer is going to be 6 times 180. Okay, 0, 1080 degrees. Okay, so the sum of the interior angles of all the interior angles is equals to 1080 degrees, and that's the answer. Okay, right, let's go for the next question. We have the third one. The sum of the exterior angles of a regular polygon is 5 times the sum of the interior angles. Okay, the sum of the exterior angles is of regular polygon is 5 times. Okay. Say me, what is the sum of the exterior angles? What is the sum of the exterior angles of a polygon? The exterior angles, sum of the exterior angles equals to 360, right? So what are they saying is that the sum of the exterior angles, sum of x angle equals to 5 times sum of int angle. So this is how you break down those English words into mathematical equations, right? So what are some of the exterior angles? We know is 360. It never changes. For all the polygons is the same. Equals to 5 times sum of interior angles. You can say it as sum of interior angles, CR. Okay. So now what we have is we can take the answer CR, sum of interior angles equals to 360 divided by 5. CR is equals to 72 degrees, I guess. Yeah. I think 72 degrees. Okay, right. 5 times 2, 3 times 60 times 2. Yeah, 70 degrees. Now, so if the sum of interior angles is 70 degrees, then how number of sides the polygon has? Hmm. Okay, let's see. Now let's minimize this here. The question is kind of weird. That's a problem. Oops. Right. Now, now let's use that equation here. So the sum of this thing. Okay. So sum of interior angles is equals to n minus 2 times 180. Okay, we have 72 here. Unit is equals to n minus 2 times 180. I think something's wrong in this question. 5 times the sum of the interior angles. Sum of exterior angles is going to be 360. That never changes. Is equals to is 5 times the sum of the interior angles. So you got the sum of interior angle is going to be 72 degrees. No offense. Then sum of interior angles equals to n minus 2 times 180. We get a fraction. So this polygon is not possible here. This is not possible. Okay, right. I'll just show you why it's not possible. So if we solve this here, if we solve this, we get n is equals to 72 over 180 plus 100 plus 2. So this is actually not an ideal. So it's going to be n is going to be 2.071406 or something, right? So it's not possible because the number of sides should be an integer and it should not be a decimal. So therefore, we can consider this question as a question which has a mistake somewhere. So let's go for the next question. Okay, so the next question says that four interior angles of a certain polygon are 160 degrees, 140 degrees, okay, and 130, 110 respectively. The exterior angles corresponding to the remaining interior angles are 30 degrees each. Calculate the number of sides the polygon has. Okay. Four interior angles of a certain polygon are 160, 140, 130, 110. The exterior angles corresponding to the remaining interior angles are 30 degrees each. Okay. Now, using the previous knowledge, what do you know about this? So what I'll just advise is that don't get scared when you see this question. Just go head on and just draw some pictures, right? So draw some pictures because we are all visual creatures. We don't just the answer doesn't come out of your mind like that. So this has lots of sides here. We never know how many sides are there. But what we know is we know that there are exterior angles here like this. Okay. Okay. Interior angles, there's 160, 150, 100. Okay, 140, right? 140, 140, 130, 110. Okay. Right. Now, what about the exterior angles here? Exterior angles, if we minus by like 180 minus 160, we have 20 degrees here. We have 40 degrees here. Here we have 50 degrees here, right? Here we have 70 degrees here. Okay. 180, 180, 180, 180. Right. And then the rest of that are 30 degrees each, but we don't know how much. So what you do is you should take it mathematically as well. So, and another thing is that this polygon is actually incomplete, right? So don't think that this polygon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. No, it doesn't have 6 sides, it has more than 6 sides, but because we don't know how many sides it has. So that's our mission here. So what we do is actually, it's simple. So we know some of the angles exterior, right? So we know some exterior angles here. So what we do is we actually add this. So 20 plus 40 plus 50 plus 70 plus we have 30 degrees times, I don't know, number of sides, 30 times. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. And if we have total of n sides, it's going to be n minus 4. Why is that? Because we have a total of n sides. And these are the angles of the other 4 sides. And so that must be n minus 4. Did you understand that? So for an example, if we have 8 sides, okay, so therefore it will be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and the rest of the 4 sides must be this, right? So it must write another 4, 30 times 4. It's kind of like 8 minus 4 is 4, right? So that's the same thing here. So this kind of question is kind of like a higher IQ question, because some children, what they do is they actually put some extra variables and get stuck. But what we are doing is we're actually minimizing the number of variables as possible, so we can do it easily. So by building this equation is going to be equals to n minus 2 times 180, because this is the total interior angles. Okay, so now we can add all of this. So 70 plus 50 is going to be 100, 120, 100, 140, 160, 180. 180 plus 30, n minus 4 is equals to 180, n minus 2. Oops, no space there. 90 times n minus 2. Okay, so now we have 180. We can expand this 180 plus 30n minus 120 equals to 180n minus 360. Oops, 360. After that, we can minimize this to make it smaller. Select the entire thing. Okay, so 180n. So we simplify this, it's going to be kind of hard. So 150n, 180 plus 360 minus 120. So this is good. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. So 150. Okay, you should do this on your own, right? So because these questions, when you watch this through a video, you can't actually understand. So you must do it on your own and see what you get the answer. So 360, 460, 540 minus 120, 440, 420. Okay. something is wrong somewhere. So where do we go wrong? So 20, 40, 50, 70. 70 plus 50 is going to be 120, 160, 180, 30 n minus 4, 180 times n minus 2. So that's the total one. Oops. Oopsies. So what I have taken here is I have taken the what is called the interior angles, but actually we took the exterior angles, right? So this is kind of wrong. This part is wrong. So what I have done is I have taken the interior angles, totally interior angles, but it's wrong. Okay, so what I must have taken is I must have taken 360, because that makes the question so much easier, and so much better. Equals to 360 here. Now it's better. So 30 n minus 4 is equals to 180. N minus 4 is equals to 180 over 30. So we have 6 plus 4 is n. N is equals to 10, right? N is equals to 10. So therefore, this is a decagon. So calculate the number of sides the polygon has. We found it's 10. 10 is the answer. Right, let's go for the next one. Oh, this is a weird looking question here. So a certain creation is made up of square, a regular hexagon, and a regular pentagon, connected together as shown below. Calculate the values of the angle. Calculate the values of the angles x, y, m, and n. Okay, who is Tanuja here? That's a printing mistake by the printing department, I guess. Oh no. Okay, I just disregard this. So they have said that x is not placed properly, so x is kind of here. Okay. All right. So calculate the values of the angles x, y, m, and n. How do you find that? What's the first step you should do? Fine. What we know is this is a pentagon, right? So this is a pentagon. Pentagon. This is a hexagon. And this is a square, right? So we'll find the interior angle of a pentagon first, right? Interior angle of a pentagon. Let's see. Let's say pentagon is P. Okay. Interior angle of a pentagon is going to be, okay, it's a regular pentagon, so it's kind of easy as well. So if we take this, sum of the interior angles here is equals to n minus 2, 180. But we should find one angle. So if you want to find one angle, one interior angle is equals to n minus 2 divided by 180 times 180 divided by n. So n is going to be 5 for pentagon. 5 minus 2, 180. 5, I'll save some time by bringing it in mind. So 5, 4, 3, 3 times 36. 3 times 36 is going to be 108. That's the answer. 3 times 180 divided by 5 is going to be 108 degrees. So now what we should know is we know that this angle is 108 degrees. 108. Oh, that's too big. Okay, but we can. What about this angle? So if you see the hexagon here, see the hexagon, take H here for hexagon. So we did the same thing for that. So one interior angle. So one interior angle is equals to n minus 2, 180 divided by n. We have hexagon is going to be 6 sides, right? So 6 minus 2 is 6 minus 2, 180. 6, 4 times 180 divided by 6, 30. The answer is 120 degrees. 120 degrees. 120 degrees. Okay. Now, I hope you have wrote all of this. So let's go for the next one. So let's minimize this stuff. Okay, I'll just delete this. Wait a second, what we need in this. Just yeah, I'll just copy it here. Okay. Now, what we know is we know 108 degrees, 120 degrees, and 108, 120, and we don't know m. So 108, 120 plus 108 plus m equals how much? We know that the angles in a point, right? Angles who are meeting in a point. So all the angles, if you add all the angles like this, they add up to 360 degrees. All of those. Okay. So we use that theory to find m here. So m is going to be so it's equal to 360 degrees. So m is going to be equals to, okay, we have plus 108, 128, right? So m is going to be equals to 360 minus 128. It's going to be 3 minus 200 and 60, 50, 40, 32. 232 degrees. Yep. So it's going to be 232 degrees, yeah? So we use that and find n. So if you look at n closely, we know that this is an isosceles triangle, right? So isosceles triangle has equal sides. So because they have two equal sides, the corresponding angles of those sides are equal. So I'll just move this here. Okay. So now we can get into the work here. So 120, 108. So it's going to be n plus 232. It's passing 120 degrees. So is there something wrong here? One interior angle is this, 5 minus 2, 3. 3 times 180 divided by 5 is going to be 3 times 36. 108 degrees, 120. Oh, it's going to be 228, right? Oops, this is going to be 228 here. 228, I'll just move this somewhere here. 228. How do I move this now? So m is going to be equals to, I'll just recorrect this. M is going to be equals to 132. It's 228, so 132. So it's going to be 132 is equals to 180. So therefore, we can get n is equals to 180 minus 132, 42, 56, 22, 48 divided by 2 equals to 24. Okay, so we got 24 there. We got 24. Now what? Okay, so n is going to be 24, m is 132. We found those. What about x and y? Okay, that's simple as well. Okay, so x is going to be right here. So you can find x in a similar way as this. So now we can just minimize this as well. So this is going to be 90. 90. This is going to be equals to 120. So we can have 90 plus 120 plus x is equals to 360, because why? That's one in 1 point, right? So all of those add up to 1 point. I can just move this down a little bit. Much better. So 90 plus 120 plus x is equals to 360 degrees. So we can get x equals to how much? X is equals to 360 minus, okay, how much is this? 120, 190, 200, 210. So 210 degrees. So x is equals to 200, 160, 150 degrees. Yep. So x is 150 degrees. So the final one, we can get x plus y is equals to 180 degrees. Considering this triangle here, right here, this triangle. So we can get 2y is equals to 180 minus 150, so 30. So therefore we can have y is equals to 15 degrees. Okay, so we found the key stuff here, right? So we found x, y, a, b. Okay, I'll just say we found n, we found m, we found y, we found x. Okay, so therefore we have finished this question actually. Okay, let's go for the last question, last grand finale. So the sixth one is going to be, let's see. In the sixth one we have ABCDE is a regular pentagon. Okay, find the value of the vertex angle of a regular pentagon. ABCDE is a pentagon. Okay, right. So there is a pentagon here. So you can, I think I see ABCDE. I just color it like here. So this is a pentagon. See? Okay, you can find see a pentagon there. And they are saying to find the value of vertex angle of a regular pentagon. So simple. So they're actually saying us to find the interior vertex angle of the pentagon, right? So sum of the interior angles equals to what? N minus 2 times 180 degrees. So we have, okay, we have one angle, one interior angle is equals to n minus 2, 180 divided by n. So 5 minus 2 times 180 degrees divided by 5, we have, yeah, 180 degrees. Okay. Find the value of x. Okay. So how do you find x here? It's like this. So we know that, I'll erase this here. So we know that this angle right here is going to be 108 degrees, right? So there is a triangle there, CDE. We can write triangle DCE. It's kind of like dice, but it's not dice. Okay. We can say that x plus 108 is equals to 180. So 2x is equals to 72. So x is equals to 36 degrees. Okay. Show that the straight lines EC is parallel to AB. Okay, how do you say that this straight lines EC is parallel to AB? Okay, well, so to say that the straight line is parallel to AB, we should equal some angles and say that they are corresponding to each other. So if you know corresponding angles, you know what I'm talking about, right? So we'll find for some corresponding angles right here. I'll make this smaller here, so we'll have a bit of time. It's right here. This comes here. Okay. Now, they're saying just show that the straight lines EC is parallel to AB. So we know two theorems here. So we know alternate angles, allied angles, corresponding angles, right? So we have to know this. So the C shape is actually corresponding angle. So that is when, okay, if both of these are parallel, if both of these lines are parallel, we should prove that either this angle and this angle are equal, Okay. Or if we see a shape like this, if we have a shape like this, either this angle and this angle are equal. So this angle and this angle, these ones, right? So we must prove that these angles are equal. Then we can prove that the entire thing is parallel to each other. So, but how do you do that here? Let's see. So we know that this angle is what we know of. Then we can prove that this angle and this angle, but actually we can't because there's no angle like that. There is no Z shape here. So what we can do is we can go for a third theorem, which says that allied angle theorem. So this is going to be corresponding. The other one is alternate. And the other theorem is going to be allied angle theorem. So allied angles says that, okay, if two lines are parallel, the angles which are face to face, like this, they both add up. They both total is going to be 180 degrees. The addition of those two angles, this is going to be allied angle theorem. So allied angles, okay, allied angle theorems. Okay, did I write allied? Allied, right? So we should use the allied angle theorem right here to find this answer. So I'll just erase this. Okay. So we can simply find angle BAE. So what is angle BAE? We know it's 108 degrees. Angle BAE, right? BAE. Angle BAE. Okay, what about angle DEA? DEA is also 108 degrees, but we are not finding that. We are finding angle CEA is equals to 108 degrees minus x. Because why is that? Because this angle is what we need here. So what we have here is 108 minus x. X is going to be how much? 36. 108 minus 36, 72 degrees. Okay, so now we take this number 1, we take this as number 2. So now what do we know here is that we can add both of these numbers like this to find the answer. So 1 plus 2, how much does it give? BAE plus CEA is equals to how much? 108 plus 22. We have 180 degrees. And therefore, we can say that AB is parallel to EC. So this is the answer that we found now. Yep. So that's the third question. So what about the fourth question? Find the value of t. Okay. So how to find the value of t here? Of course, now we know that BAE is 108 degrees, right? So okay, I'll just erase this stuff now. Okay, I'll erase this stuff. BAE. Okay, we know that this angle BAE is equals to 108 degrees. Okay, what about, okay, so now we have BAE plus, okay, just say this is O, okay, BAO equals to how much? Because this is a straight line and these are angles in a straight line, right? So equals to 180 degrees here. So we know that BA is 108 degrees, and we know that BAO is something else, 108 degrees. So BAO is again 72 degrees. So now what do we know? What do we know? We know that, okay, I'll just delete this stuff here. We know that if we take the triangle OAB, if you take the triangle OAB, okay, O is the letter that I put right now. So it's going to be 72 plus 72 because obviously these both are equal. Okay. Why are those two equal? Well, I can prove it to you that those are equal, but it's common sense, right? Because see, because this angle is equal to this angle. So therefore this angle is also equal to this angle. So therefore they're equal. 72 plus 72 plus t is equals to 180. So t is going to be 180 minus 144. So 36 is the answer. T is equal to 36 degrees, right? T is equal to 36 degrees. And yeah, so that's all for today. And I think we did 6 questions right here. And one question was actually wrong. Yeah, so because it didn't give any sensible answer. So we did 5 successful questions. Right, see you next time.